Trust the small work of God within you. Trust the work, trust the small work, trust the small work of God within you.
Hi, I'm Susan Wallens. I am a member of COMB. I am a layperson and I happen to be a clergy spouse. So I'm going to talk a little bit about balance. I think that balance is important for every human. And I certainly think it's important when you're considering your next calling or set of callings. So, a little bit of philosophy from me, and that is balance for my life with all the things and the people and the situations I encounter on a daily basis vary quite a bit. And I'm sure they vary for you as well. So what I like to do is start my day with something that Bishop Curry emphasizes repeatedly. He says, God is love. And when I begin to think about that as the day begins and think about the fact that God is love, he envelops us in love. He envelops all of the things that he's created in love. He loves every rock, tree, grain of sand, animal, and humans. He loves us all. And so, with that, if I can carry that into my day, then I can begin to create a balance with all of the things that are going on in my life. And discern where I'm called at any particular moment in the day based on what the Spirit would have me do.
Take a moment to pause and reflect. How do you begin each day? How do you feel called to begin each day? Susan's anchor is God is love. Is there an anchor that helps you ground and orient yourself throughout the day?
So that's kind of a rule of life, a kind of a way to sort things out. I know that a lot of people will try and balance their lives depending on the amount of time that they have in a day. And I do that too. I make a mental list. However, I look at that list and then I laugh because I know there are going to be interruptions. I know there are going to be unexpected surprises. That's just a given. So if I can be flexible with that and understand that that might be a beginning model for any day, then I can calmly go about whatever I encounter, trusting that I'm being led to do the things that are really meant to be done on any given day.
Pause again and reflect. How do you deal with interruptions and unexpected changes in your plans? Does flexibility come easily to you? How might you fashion a rule of life that supports both discipline and flexibility?
So that's the kind of thing that I ask questions about in terms of balance. How is your balance going? How how are you taking care of yourself? How are you taking care of your loved ones? How are you taking care of people who have crises? Are you managing all this? And the truth is, I don't manage it. I trust where I'm being led. So trust is going to be one of the parts of that rule of life.
How do you incorporate care of self, care of loved ones, care of community, and care of others into your rule of life? Does trust come easily to you? How might your rule of life enable you to practice and deepen trust?
And so, as you are journeying through, you have balance now. And you have ways of going about your day. The question you might want to ask yourself is, how is this balance going? Am I frustrated? Am I calm? Am I trusting? All of those things. Am I trusting where I'm being led? Those are things maybe to consider as you move forward.
So, how is your balance working? Where do you sense God might be inviting you to shift that balance? And do you trust where you are being led?
I'd like to talk a little bit more about balance, and talk in terms of the outside pressures that you encounter now and the outside pressures you may encounter going forward. And I'll just briefly outline the fact that you know this, that our society puts a great deal of pressure on us to succeed, to be the best, to compete for the top spot, to work hard, to work even a little more in order to be the best. Pressure can build, and the question becomes, in terms of balance, how do you balance those sorts of outside pressures? Those little voices that say, oh, you have to be the best professional. You have to be the best friend. You have to be the best parent. You have to be the best child. You have to be the best spouse. And you have to be somehow the best provider. How does that all come together for you in terms of balance?
What internal and external pressures do you most struggle with? How does or how might your rule of life support you in handling these pressures?
And again, I go back to the principle: God is love. God loves us all. And those pressures, in terms of competitive pressures, and that those voices that say you have to be the best, in my mind, those are unhealthy pressures. We need to think about what is life-giving, what is loving for ourselves internally, what is life-giving, and what is love in terms of our response to other people.
What is life-giving for you? What helps keep you oriented towards life and towards love amidst the varied pressures of life?
Trust the small work of God within. Trust the work, trust the small